So the situation there was a triplicate pre-start inspection book that was issued to the plant operators who diligently completed them every day. They'd hand their sheet in for the week with their timesheets, and then that would go to their overseer, who would then sign the pre-start inspection. So that could have taken anywhere up to 2 weeks from the day the operator filled it out to get to the overseer and for the overseer to sign it. Then the overseer was to drop it with the maintenance coordinator at the main depot, and that would also, that process, because they're not there every day, would probably take another week. So now we're sort of in 3 weeks into the process. Then the maintenance coordinator would end up with a pile of around 500, just a pile like this of these pre-start inspections that he would have to sift through individually to identify the plants with faults. So, and then once he'd found those, he could then issue the work to a mechanic to go and sort. So that whole process could take more or less 4 weeks. So from the time of noting the fault to the time that the mechanic gets to know about it could take up to 4 weeks. And the other issue is in that 4-week period, those plant operators have diligently been recording the same fault day after day, again and again and again. So, and of course, then, as you said, those bits of paper, once the maintenance coordinator had looked at them, would then get shoved into a filing cabinet in the hopes that one day somebody would scan them into the records management system.
Oh,
so
man. One day.
Just a totally broken and inefficient process. So, so what we did with Appenate, we consulted and mapped a process out. And we moved that onto Appenate. And of course, the benefits are pretty obviously. We had instant submission of the pre-starts. There's no delay. Only the pre-starts with faults went to the maintenance coordinator, so he didn't have to sift through to find them.
Yes.
They were immediately sent to his email in his space. Then he would task them through Appenate to a mechanic that second. So instead of it taking him a couple of days to sift through those sheets of paper, he really had, in a week, he'd probably spent half an hour just issuing out the faults to his mechanics. And of course, the beauty of the tasking part of it is that the mechanics, once they'd completed, the fault checking, they just complete the task and know that the whole circle's been closed. And at each step in that process, a record was going into their records management system.
And I guess a big part of that was that because the fault that was included in that kind of pre-start form, it was just so lost, like in this like tsunami of paper,
massive paper.
Like there's just no way to
No, so they've ended up, the efficiencies from that are amazing. Not only time efficiencies, but better maintained plant, and it directly affected their production.